Well, artificial intelligence is the latest technology trend disrupting our world.
Thank you.
And while its broad applications across multiple fields have proved helpful, experts are worried about the continued spread of disinformation with AI.
A new report from Graphica, a research firm that studies disinformation, highlights a new Chinese propaganda campaign called Spam a Fludge that uses lifelike AI figures to promote the interests of the Chinese Communist Party and discredit American ideals. The figures, or avatars, were created by British artificial intelligence firm Synesthesia, but they have been used across a variety of industries, including consulting, video blogs, and advertising, causing some to question whether AI is turning into a disinformation tool. The tech is so sophisticated, AI avatars like Jack and Felicia can have debates among themselves, and they look like something you might see on cable TV. Take a look at this.
It makes me wonder about the nature of humanity in the age of artificial intelligence. Do you think that AI like us can truly understand and replicate human emotions and experiences?
That's a good question, Jack. Some philosophers, like John Searle, argue that AI can never truly understand or replicate human consciousness because it lacks the biological basis that underlies it.
That's a valid point, Alicia. But on the other hand, people like Ray Kurzweil believe that as AI becomes more advanced, it will eventually surpass human intelligence and potentially even surpass human consciousness.
Scary there. Minus the voice, they look just like regular people. Here to help us better understand this story is Siwei Liu, a professor for the Department of Computer Science and Engineering at the University at Buffalo. Welcome, Siwei, to Morning Rush. Tell us, how common are AI propaganda campaigns like this one, and should we be concerned at all that China may be using this technology in maybe a not so good way?
Thank you for having me here. Well, there was a wild speculation that this kind of AI-backed disinformation was circulating on the internet. One, I think, well-known example is the deepfake video of President Zelensky from Ukraine last year, talking about all the Ukrainians to put down their weapons and surrender. And that was speculated to be made by a pro-Russian group using the AI technologies. I think this is the situation is of concern for any nation-backed disinformation campaign using AI technologies, because AI increased the scale and the impact of disinformation with a hugely reduced cost and effort. So it's always a concern.
How do you tell the real ones from the fake ones?
Well, there are a couple of different levels we can use. Fundamentally, we can use the semantic level cues, basically cross-check the message, verify the truthness, the facts in the message itself. On the other hand, we can also use a lot of contextual cues, like the details in the video inconsistencies with the physical laws or physiological facts of human bodies. And at the very low level, we have signal level AI-based algorithm that can also expose generated videos, generated media from the real ones.
So how advanced is China's AI capabilities, and what threat do they pose? How specifically are they using it right now?
I'm not really an expert of this international technology, so I'm not really have a good comment of that.
Well, why do you think that we're seeing this type of technology being used right now?
Well, I think because after about the decades of fast development of AI technologies, especially this special branch called the generative AI technologies that are making realistic media, including text, images, audios, and videos. I think the most recent popularity of ChatGPT brought this on everybody's radar, that this technology becomes mature enough and reliable enough to be deployed in real life scenarios. So I think we're only seeing more of this.
So what can governments do to step in and curb the threat of these fake posts?
I think most importantly, the government should invest more into the counter technologies that can help people to improve their awareness, resilience to disinformation. I think just banning this technology may not be as helpful as we may think, because this technology are basically dual use. They have beneficial uses. So just banning them is not really, will not be very effective. On the other hand, we do need to put in some regulations about their potential misuses, like spreading disinformation. Yeah, I think that government definitely have a very important role to play in this whole game.
It's just so terrifying because they look so lifelike, and whenever they get the sound figured out to not sound like a robot, you know, I just got the Terminator thought in my mind. Am I an alarmist there?
Yes, absolutely. I think, but you know, I'm not really that pessimistic, because you know we have in the past many similar situations like the spam emails, including the recent COVID virus. You know, we at the first round we were not aware of the existence of this kind of harmful effects. We got, you know, beaten by them. But slowly, I believe, you know, our society and our people are incredibly robust, and we'll find a way to reach an equilibrium, which means we become more prepared for this kind of stuff, and we can reach an equilibrium that we learn to coexist with this kind of AI-generated media. You know, at the first round, we see them, they're realistic, they're pretty striking, but as we become more familiar with them, we can see a lot of those telltale signs from them. You know, as a person working in this area for more than 20 years, I can see a lot of telltale signs of fake videos in front of me. So yeah, I think, you know, it will fool people for a short term, but not, you know, forever.
It's a fascinating topic. Siwei Luai with the University at Buffalo SUNY. Thank you so much for coming on and talking about this.